In this video, I'm going to be breaking down the second episode of Attack on Titan Season 4. Unlike the first episode, this one was less focused on action, and it was more about the characters strategizing what they need to do next. So in this video, I'll explain everything that I thought was interesting, including Zeke's plan, Falco's feelings, and a bunch of other stuff that you might have missed. Be sure to hit that sub button if you want to see more Attack on Titan videos like this, and of course, let me know what you thought of the episode down below. Okay, so episode 2 was called Midnight Train, and it starts off with the Marley generals discussing the aftermath of the war we saw last week. I know some people were really confused about what that war was about, so to summarize it quickly, the battle in the last episode was the culmination of a 4-year war that the nation of Marley was involved in. Marley is where characters like Zeke and Reiner are from, and this 4-year war started because other nations thought that Marley was vulnerable after losing the Colossal Titan and the Female Titan. That's why in the first episode, Zeke said it was their failure that caused the war to happen in the first place. Coming back to episode 2, the Marley generals have begun to realize that technology is beginning to surpass the power of the Titans. I mean, we saw it. Even though they won the war, the anti-Titan weaponry that their enemies have developed is a sign that Titans won't be enough to win future wars. All this talking culminated in Mads Mikkelsen realizing that other nations are surpassing Marley when it comes to technology, and something needs to be done. This is where Zeke's plan comes in, because he believes that if they were to invade Paradis Island again and reclaim all the Titans, then this would give Marley enough time to safely develop technology that would, bring them back up to speed with the other nations. As the Beast Titan, Zeke only has 1 year left to live due to the curse of Ymir, and so he wants to invade the island as soon as possible. Zeke's successor is Colt Grice, and if everything goes to plan, then he will be the one to inherit the Beast Titan in a year's time. Moving on, episode 2 gives us a look into Reiner's mindset, as he is still traumatized from the events that happened on the island. He's grilled by Porco Galliard, who is the new Jaw Titan, and I did a video about Porco's backstory if you're interested. Porco believes that Reiner never should have been sent to the island in the first place, and he just absolutely roasts him for all his failures, including the fact that Porco's brother died to save Reiner whilst they were on the island. Later in the episode, we get another look at the 4 new warrior candidates, and one of these guys will be the next person to inherit the Armored Titan. Reiner later admits in the episode that Gabby is the one who will most likely get it, but in truth, Falco wants the Armored Titan just as badly for reasons we'll get to in a minute. An interesting thing to note about this episode is that with the Titans becoming less useful in war, this means that the usefulness of the Eldian race has also decreased. As we found out in Season 3, Eldians are the only type of human that can transform into a Titan, and because of this, they suffer from racism all over the world. To Marley, the main usefulness of Eldians is that they can become Titan shifters, but as one of the warrior candidates mentioned, what will happen to them once the Titans are obsolete? It's possible that Eldians could be exterminated, or maybe treated even worse than they currently are. Anyway, moving back to the reason that Falco wants to inherit the Armored Titan, he revealed in this episode that he essentially wants to get it so that he can save Gabby's life. If Gabby was to get the Armored Titan, then she'd be guaranteed to die within 13 years due to the curse of Ymir. Not to mention the fact that she'd probably die even sooner than that because anti-Titan technology keeps improving. Because Falco clearly has a crush on her, he wants her to live, and Reiner tells him that if he wants to inherit the armor, then his only option is to surpass Gabby and become a better warrior than she is. As the episode progresses, the train takes the Eldians back to Liberio, which is the hometown that Reiner kept referring to during the earlier seasons. Liberio is a Marleyan city which has a segregated area for Eldians to live, which is just further evidence of the discrimination that they face. In Liberio, Eldians have to wear armbands to signify their status. Warrior candidates like Falco have yellow armbands, and Titan shifters such as Reiner wear red armbands, including their family as well. These red armbands give them pretty high status when it comes to Eldians, but they still have to live inside the segregated zone. As Falco is on his way home, he notices a bunch of Eldian soldiers on their way to be treated at the hospital. We saw in episode 1 how Eldians during war are basically expected to give their lives for no reason, and Commander Magath was originally going to sacrifice 800 Eldians before Gabby decided to step in with her plan, which is why everyone was praising her during the episode. Anyway, Falco notices how one of the Eldian soldiers has his armband on his right arm, which is not something a person from Liberia would normally do because it's always meant to be on the left. Falco helps this person put the armband on the other side and tells the man that he doesn't need to fight any longer. This man has very interesting features, but I will leave that to your imagination. This moment was then followed by family dinner in the Braun household, and I should probably mention that Gabby and Reiner are cousins, which is why they're having dinner together. What was interesting about this scene was the difference in mentality between Reiner and the rest of his family. As someone who's actually been to the island, Reiner knows in his heart that Eldians on the island are just like normal people, whereas Gabby and his mother and the rest of his family, they're convinced that the island must be full of devils that need to be exterminated. Reiner himself used to believe this, but now that he knows the truth about the island, everything's kind of changed, and Gabby is beginning to notice the difference in Reiner's personality. Episode 2 ends with the Warriors of Marley having a meeting, and the anime left out this wonderful scene of Pete crawling on all fours, which I will personally never forgive them for. As the cart titan, she stays on all fours for long periods of time, so it's just started to feel more natural for her to be in this position, which is why she was lying down during the meeting and why she had a crutch at the beginning of the episode. Zeke explains to the Warriors that when technology, when it's finally 100% surpassed the Titans, then Eldians are finished. He explains his plan to invade the island and retake the founding Titan, which will give Marley enough time to rebuild their military. However, even if the plan is successful, it won't actually do anything to stop Eldians being persecuted. This is when Zeke unveils an additional plan to save the Eldian race, which requires the help of the Tiber family. The Tiber family are the holders of the Warhammer Titan, which is the only Titan not yet seen in the anime. They are the most respected Eldians on the planet, as their ancestors are widely known to have fought against the Eldian royal family during the Great Titan War. The Great Titan War is what resulted in Marley gaining the power of virtually every Titan shifter, except obviously the Founding Titan and the Attack Titan. Not only are the Tibers incredibly wealthy, but they don't interfere with the lives of regular Eldian people. This is why Eldians live in the segregated zones, as the Tibers just choose not to get involved. Zeke announces that the Tibers are finally ready to help out and will use their position to remind the world of the threat the island poses, and in doing so they will kind of make it seem that Marley will invade the island very soon. This strategy is designed to show the world that the good Eldian warriors are going to stop the bad Eldians who live on the island, which will hopefully go a long way to stopping discrimination against their kind. As this meeting took place, Marley and Generals was secretly listening in the other room to see if all the warriors were showing any signs of dissent. Zeke subtly warned the group that they were being listened to, but it seems that Reiner was the only one who noticed, and that's why during the episode, Reiner interrupted Porco because he didn't want Porco to say anything that was incriminating. But anyway guys, that was the breakdown for episode 2 of Attack on Titan season 4. I'd appreciate if you dropped a like if you liked it, and be sure to check out this other video I did, which imagined which My Hero Academia characters would inherit the 9 Titan shifters. Until the next one, peace out.